Rocks and Roots podcast. I just hit a massive pothole. Route 17 in New York State sucks, man.
I like how you're just going into this like it's only been a week and not like 6 months since we've done an episode. Welcome back, everybody. I thought that the podcast was completely defunct, but it's not. We're back.
He thought I stopped paying the Podbean payment. But no, kids, we're still alive.
Talk to your kids before heroin does. That was not random. I'm reading billboards.
Heroin speaks. Yes. Heroin speaks.
All right, so today
Shit.
we did. What the fuck trail?
We did it. We hiked.
We did. No, not for the first time. We've been doing little stuff here and there. We just haven't been
like
recording.
super local stuff.
Yeah, but today was a little bit
farther afield.
Yes, we did High Falls, Denton Falls, and
Mullet Falls. Mullet Falls.
Which is a loop. Where the hell is the loop?
Rock Hill.
Yeah, Rock Hill, New York. That's like the little hamlet, but like
in Sullivan County in the Neversink State Park unique region.
Yes, and we still don't know what a unique region is.
Yeah, what's a unique region?
I'll look that up in a minute.
Okay.
We cut it a little bit short. It's probably
9 mile or
9 or 10 mile loop. I cut out the last section of the loop, so we ended up doing 8.4 with a 1444 elevation gain in 3 hours and 22 minutes. It's a really nice state park with 3 waterfalls.
Very nicely manicured. You could tell that site probably gets a bit more funding than other sites.
And a lot of people. We got there early, as we always do, and there was hardly anyone. There wasn't anyone there. We were it.
Yeah, which was great.
The trail is fantastic. Most of it is an old fire road that's been converted to a trail.
Yeah, there's quarries nearby, so I'm assuming that's part of it, or logging or whatnot.
Yeah, either fire roads or logging roads that are now defunct.
Ow.
That
road sucks.
That are just now for the trail. What the hell?
It's a Best Buy.
Yeah, it's a Best Buy, but there's like a Ferris wheel and a loop-de-coaster. Like, there's a carnival outside the Best Buy.
You know those like local carnivals I'm always freaked out by because, you know, it's like Tinker Toys putting it together. I mean, they all are after a fashion, but like those hyper local ones,
yes,
just like have visions of like kids falling out of chairs and whoa, easy, tiger, and garbage men are going crazy around here.
Dump truck coming across 2 lanes of traffic. No, yeah, I took my lovely wife to one of those when we were in college, and we came back to the dorms bleeding because we got cut on the Ferris wheel. Anyway, so it is old logging road converted to a trail, very, very nicely, very wide, very clear, kind of youngish forest, which actually makes sense if the area was logged and the forest is now regrowing. There weren't a lot of older trees there. So Blue Blazes, if you are choosing to hike this trail, Blue Blazes all the way out, and then the waterfalls and sites are down off the trail. There's little foot trails with yellow blazes, and
first one we hit was Denton Falls.
Yep, which was very, very nice. Not super impressive. It's like barely a waterfall. But
I mean, it works out because it is, if you're listening to this like many moons from now, it is April, so we're dealing with the runoff and the meltage, so it's the kind of the perfect time to go to see them at full force.
Yes. But yeah, it was flowing really well, but it's barely a waterfall. There's no height to it, but it is very, very pretty. Second one
was High Falls.
Was High Falls.
Not too high.
No, not at all. And a very boring, pleasant, but boring walk out there. So after Denton, I would say quarter mile, half mile, you hit a sign, you hit a junction, where if you are looking to do the loop, you hit a junction for the red blazes. If you're doing the loop, they recommend, and we recommend, ignoring the red blazes at first and head on out to High Falls, which is 2 miles from that junction, and a very pleasant, easy walk, but kind of boring. We had
there's one point where you do raise the heart rate a bit. You do go up about a half a mile, not even a half mile, but the heart rate does go up, so you feel like you are doing something.
Maybe a 500-foot elevation, maybe,
yeah.
We had the great mountain laurel versus rhododendron debate.
It's serious shit, folks.
Because both are out there, and as best as we could tell, rhododendron is obviously larger and has larger leaves, and we figured it out because they're just about to pop, and the flowers are going to be gorgeous. High Falls is really cool. I would say maybe it's like a 10-15 foot fall, but the river is flowing really, really nice. And
oh God, no, that's like a 4 foot fall. Absolutely, 4 to 5 feet. Oh, excuse me.
But it's flowing like very fast.
Crazy. Good flow.
Yes, you were sticking your trekking pole in how many fathoms?
At the deepest that I could tell, it went up to probably just above my hip.
Okay.
So 3 feet?
Yes. I would wait. Well, it was only 50 degrees today, so I didn't feel like getting hypothermia.
No, not today. Maybe tomorrow.
Even if it was warmer, that needs to calm down. It was flowing really, really fast. So we need a nice drought for that to slow down, and that would make an awesome swimming hole. So we hung out there for a little bit. Then you turn around, go back up your yellow foot path, and
I hate backtracking.
Yes.
The amount of hate I have for backtracking.
I obviously don't mind it as much because I turned this into an out and back instead of a loop.
This is true, you did.
Yep. So, back onto your...
I didn't mind actually going back on blue, but anyway.
Back onto your blue blazes, and then 2 miles back to the junction. And then you take red blazes, and High Falls.
No, Mullet Falls.
Mullet Falls. Thank you.
You're welcome. That was the most awesomest of awesome waterfalls of the 3. That was about 15 feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is really cool. That was the only one that I was like, wow, this is super impressive. The others were nice and it was a good walk, but that was like...
I mean, it's a falls that you would expect. I mean, the Neversink River is pretty big for river's sake. You can ford it, but it's about 30 feet wide, I would say.
Yep.
Would you? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an impressive one.
And like you said, like it's flowing at its... it is the widest, and the highest is going to be right now because it's April, and it's going to shrink down a little bit as we get into the summer. But
yeah, Mullet Falls, it's a tributary that goes into Neversink, and damn, I was very impressed.
And there's a gorgeous pool at the bottom, and in the summer it's just going to be completely overrun.
Yeah, oh God. I was reading some of the reviews on All Trails about this trail, and they said, get there early because it's going to start filling up with people. And I was like, now, this time of year, nah. Boy, was I wrong. we were making our way back, and we started seeing a lot of big groups, like 6 to 8 to 10 people coming the other way, and we were on our way back to the vehicle by that point. But holy smokes,
a lot of people that looked like they saw these cool waterfalls online but did not look comfortable walking at all.
Having their cups of coffee,
cans of soda
with no backpack.
Yeah.
Like, you better not leave that out there.
And from the lot, even if you just go to Mullet Falls, you're in for a 2-mile walk.
Yeah, you are. Because once there's the main trail right from the parking lot, and then you go about half to 3/4 of a mile, then you get to a first junction. You can go left, which is the Red Blaze, and that'll be 1.7 miles. So if you want a proper walk to Mullet only, take the red.
Yep.
If you want a quicker way, 1.1 on the blue.
Yes. But yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous, and now we are heading home.
Yes, well, we have some trail update. So, when was it? In February, I put in for the Wonderland Trail lottery. And the Wonderland Trail, for those who don't know, is one of the harder permits to get. I mean, they're all hard. That and Whitney. God.
Where is Wonderland? What is it?
Yes, so Wonderland Trail is the trail that circumnavigates Mount Rainier. And it's a 93-mile trail. Absolutely stunning. You can go on YouTube and see people do FKTs of it, and it's a lot of fun to watch. But to get the permit, and the permit's not necessarily for the trail itself. You can hike on the trail whenever you want, but it's for the campsites. That's what the lottery is for. Now, I was notified in March. I was notified in March that I got the early access permit. Hooray! Yay! We got it! I was so excited, right? But I didn't realize that with the early access permit, they give you a specific date and time for you to go on recreation.gov and make your campground reservations. And it's a month long. So, of course, I get the second to last day of the early access permit. Fuck you, recreation.gov. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So I first thought it was Monday. I'm like, why can't I? Oh, it's Wednesday. Okay, so another 2 days of people picking campsites that I cannot choose. Great. So yesterday, which is Wednesday, I tried in earnest. I created my itinerary and a backup itinerary and another backup itinerary, and I couldn't cobble together anything. I could get the first night at the site that I wanted, and I was SOL after that.
Because you are not allowed, you said you were not allowed to pick anything further than 17.5 miles
around
apart.
There, yep. And I get it, because the elevation gain and loss on the Wonderland Trail is significant. And they don't, even if you are a seasoned hiker, they don't want you to underestimate the trail.
So everything you tried to pick did not match, was either full or did not match that distance.
A couple of the sites were W's, which if you're not familiar is walk up, but you could get out to Washington State and you could walk up and say, oh, all the walk-ups are taken for today. Sorry. Again, you're SOL. I was like, son of a bitch. What's the point of getting early access? It looks like they have to issue even less permits, which is why Whitney is almost impossible to get. It's just a convoluted system, and I get that they want you to stay at the proper designated sites because of protecting the earth. But fuck, man. All right. Is that a camera? Looks like
Yes, that is.
Looks
a
like
camera.
an instant.
Yeah. So we are just being passed by 3.
I'm being lapped by
Kawasaki ninjas who are filming themselves. Yeah, it's the downside of this hobby becoming so popular, and it's fantastic that everybody is interested in going out and seeing their country and doing this, but there's only, for these high profile sites, there's only so many literal campsites, and our government has a convoluted way of doling them out. So we are shit out of luck for that for this year. I'm not too broken up. I want to focus on get back on the AT anyway. We have some other things that we're talking about. So I'm totally cool because we can do lots of other shit, but I know that you are slightly miffed.
I wanted to go out west. I mean, I can go out west and do other trails for absolute sure, but yeah, that was kind of annoying. Like, my uncle was even excited about it because he's like, oh my gosh, it's so hard to get one of those permits. I said, yeah, now I understand why.
Yep. So, but we are apparently back. I don't know how often we're going to be doing these, but it's not going to be another 6 months.
Nope.
We've got Vermont AT on the agenda, Virginia AT on the agenda, maybe...
I'd like to get up to the Whites this year.
We've got, the Whites, the Adirondacks. We have lots of options, and it's only April.
It's gotten so big. I'm sorry, we're passing KJ. For those who don't know KJ, Curious Joel, it's one of the big Hasidic Jewish communities in the area, and it has just blown up. There's so many of these apartments. Wow.
It's a satellite of Williamsburg.
Brooklyn,
in the city, and...
No, not a satellite anymore. It's bigger.
No.
Holy shit.
It started out as that. It's the same. It's the same community, same family, same congregation. Is that? I don't know.
The Satmar congregation. Yeah.
And as Williamsburg filled up and there's no room, they started sending people out here, and now this looks like, goodbye listeners, but this looks like an Israeli settlement in Gaza in the middle of Monroe, New York. Just absolute sprawl. West Point, exit 130. So that's all of the possibilities for the upcoming months. We will keep you posted, but in the meantime, I'm glad that we are back and we got out there and we got to see some fucking waterfalls today.
That's right. It is a beautiful Thursday, Maundy Thursday. We did the Last Supper out on trail today. And we're heading into the weekend, Easter weekend, which is also the start of the Revolutionary War 250 years ago.
We may have updates tomorrow, unless we fuck it up. We're planning to do some campfire cooking, so we may have some pictures, recipes, and updates on that tomorrow, unless we fuck it up, but we will keep you posted.
We're not gonna fuck it up. All right, friends. How long was that? That was a grand total of 20 minutes.
Well, it was a small-ass trail, so that's perfectly fine.
Smallest dress. All righty. Like us, love us on the podcast. Crank will put it up on the TikToks and the Instas.
Yes.
And we love you, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.